Hello everyone, Frank here, aka DJ Stryde. As some of you guys know me, um, I've from San Francisco, born and raised in the city. I started DJing. Actually, I started practicing mixing at the age of 19 when I had a bunch of records and somebody donated a used turntable, an old Techniques that didn't even have the feet to it, so it was kind of wobbly. So I had to, rig it for it to be leveled right, and I wouldn't hear any feedback. And with some of the records that I had, and I started practicing because I already had a turntable without pitch, and the new one, well, the used one that I was donated, had pitch control, so I was able to, mix and match beats and do what I needed to do. Everything that I was doing in my head, I was actually putting it out through the records. And with the little bit of records that I did have, and sure, there's a lot from before. I only had maybe about one crate at the beginning, but now I have a whole bunch. And that's from collecting from when I was a little kid, from way before. I started going out, to you kind of say I was been clubbing since the age of maybe 12. Going to a 16 and over club, a friend of mine taking me, and then going to a place called Studio West in San Francisco, where I was inspired by one of the most, one of the best DJs that I've ever heard. He played everything that I was really like jamming to, and it was really cool. And that DJ is and was the late great Cameron Paul. And with that inspiration, later on in life, mind you, I was about 11 or 12. I was about 12, almost 13 about that time. 13 when I was going to that 13 to 14. Because then shortly I started going to high school. I graduated from Everett and went to Jeff at high school in Daly City. But soon after high school is when the more love of the music came to me. And at the beginning, when I was just first starting out, didn't have money. We lived in the projects, Hunters Point. My mother was single. She was a single mother of 5 kids, struggling just to put food on the table, keep clothes on our backs, keep us groomed, and just everything. And I thank her for that. And also helping me keep my little addiction for records, because I've had that addiction since I was like, I don't even remember what age, but that was my thing. Records, music. There's pictures of me just standing in front of a stereo, and me in my little party hat, in a little freaking sailor suit short set that my mother put on me for a birthday, for one of my birthdays. And that's all I remember, just always being in awe of anything that played a record. Anything that had music playing, you played a record. Loved it, still do. But, going forward, when I first started actually DJing parties and everything, it was for my first party. I do remember I was just starting out. I didn't, just getting my chops wet, not knowing exactly what to do, but I did do it with a mixer, a realistic mixer from Radio Shack that I got at a storage unit on 16th off of Potrero. I got it for $1. Okay, that's how I started, with a turntable that was donated to me and a turntable that I already had. And the little bit of records that I had, I turned this little party out. Although I repeated some of the songs. Most of the songs were not over and over, but once they were drunk, they didn't care. Every song was a woo, but I digress. But over the years, the more and more I was, falling in love with spinning music, the records and the turntables and this, everything, all the gadgets that I couldn't afford. Nor could my mother. And nor could my dad. Nobody could. I couldn't, and I wouldn't ask. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't even ask. And I started DJing parties with that, that cheap stuff. But that cheap stuff got me through to where I started buying little other things like a better mixer, better speakers, because I was using house speakers too. But it did the job. I made a few dollars. Not much because I was starting out. But, I didn't become the famous DJ that I wish I would have liked to have been, but, not having the necessary tools, but the tools that brought me to where I'm at now. Never ever did I ever have brand new equipment, brand new anything that was of how can I put it? Not of just expense, but of quality. Radio Shack, realistic brand. Don't get me wrong, good stuff. But I needed to get out of that and get into something that was more professional. And as I was going through everything that I was going through, I got a settlement from a work injury, and I was able to buy my first set of Den decks, which were the CD players. Because after the rinky-dink turntables that I had that took me a long, long way, I ended up with a Newmark CD mixer, CD player, the double one with the remote on top and the thing in the center. And it was kind of cool, but it wasn't the best. But I got it, and it took me far until I got my Den decks. I was able to buy a whole new system with the money that I got from a work injury, and I was blessed for that. But going back after getting that, also then going from records to CDs, then to digital, got my laptop, got my controller, got my digital music there, but it's not the same amount of music as that I have on hard vinyl. And like I said, I'd never had brand new things or brand new equipment up until I purchased my big system with my Den decks and my B52 speakers, which love, but I can't use them. I haven't used them. Whatever. But like I said, I've never had. Actually, I didn't say it, but I'm going to say it now. I never had brand new turntables. I've always wanted the Technics MK1200s. Those were the ones all the DJs were using at the clubs. Although I never made it into a club like I would have liked to, but I guess my style of music is my own. And my following is my friends, my family, and some of the friends of friends and friends of my family that always like me to play at their functions. And plus, when it comes to one of our parties in my family, any Espinosa party, I'm the DJ, no one else, unless I pay it. I pay for someone because I know that person's good. If not like me, better. And I can admit that. But going back, up until now, I've always wanted to, start playing records again. I've always wanted a record player. I wanted something. I wanted to pull out my old my old turntables and see if they worked, and I said no. And I ended up buying a pair of Pioneer PLX 1000s, which are just like the MK12s from Techniques. Still haven't taken them out the box because I'm still so excited. So, purchased the patent for the Techniques MK1200s because you can't find them anymore. And if you do, they're used, and of course, they're beat up. So, these right here it's something I've never had. I've always wanted brand new turntables to play my records. Now I got them. It took, wow, took about 30 years. But hey, better late than never. I'm going back to what I started with. You know, the CDs were fun. Digital's cool. But I gotta go back. This is where I started. This is where the love of music came from. Is here with the vinyl. And those things are gonna take me a little further into the love of all this vinyl that I have here. And I thank God. I think the opportunity. I'm glad I had the opportunity to actually get them, because if you see the B52s, the B52s are over there. Those are my speakers. Those are the big ones I was telling you about. And then in that right there is the my Denon decks in their coffin. Beautiful Denon decks. I mean, gorgeous. Love them. But I have no use for them anymore. And the speakers, I'm not doing big enough parties for those. Those can really rock the house. But these right here, these are my new babies right here. These are my new babies, and they're the ones that are gonna take me back to where I started when it comes to me when I first started mixing. I can't wait to get my hands wet again, get my chops, get in there and just enjoy myself, enjoy my turntables, enjoy my records one more time. No, not one more time, for longer now. Now for longer, because I have something to play them on. And I love them. I haven't even opened them, and I love them. So, thank you for listening to me. And I will be spinning live soon with the turntables. After I get all my accessories. I got my accessories. I got my needle buddy, my vinyl buddy. This is the needle cleaner. And then of course I got my needles. Can't play shit without these. And of course, your vinyl cleaner has your liquid, and of course your little velvet brush. That should help me at least begin. I can't wait to try it. Thanks for listening to me. Peace.